Better. Okay. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Initial plans for this week are still texture. In my previous video, I talked about getting the battle bus and the bulk and everything. I haven't touched anything since. Like I said, long weekend. Two major things. We're going to do a time lapse today of some terrain. We're going to do some terrain starting and some plating. I've got some more plate to sort down here. But I've also been working on some hab designs. Our intrepid adventurer will need a structure to live in, one that is already established that he comes into. So I've done some highly detailed renders of concept designs. So I'm going to work on these over the weekend as well. You might see some time lapse or reference photos of that, but lots of like 2-part places, 1-part places, an outpost, and maybe a small outbuilding or something like that. I don't quite know yet. But the texture is going to be the next big thing, is getting our terrain established. Yeah, that's all I've got. But I have an influential set that's going to help out with this. Way down here at the bottom. That guy. We're going to use probably most of this, but these are what I'm eyeing. His structure and or outpost is going to have a cleared top. So this is going to come off into a larger structure that'll probably have an open back for the sake of filming, as well as most of this. I love this. This is part of the Artemis co-op program with NASA. These are great. Love this. So this is going to get opened. I mean, it already is. But I'm going to use a lot of this and elements of it to kind of build the initial structure that he'll encounter when he comes down to Earth. I'm thinking with STEM, in the corner here is a microscope and a little robot arm. This robot arm I need to make a bunch of because it's going to be automated. So I need to find a way in which I can mass produce these for relatively cheap. As well as, like, dude, we've got the Voyager tile over here. I love this. I'm rereading Carl Sagan's Pale Blue Dot. One of my favorite books. So this is another element in which we are going to take some from. Also have the ISS. This is stuff I've had in my shop here for some time. And you can see Discovery behind me, as well as Hubble. I don't know. Lots of good pieces. So with this and these other two yahoos down here, we're gonna build a decent structure for sure. So I have concept art and a little bit of motivation. So I think we are gonna get started on some texture. So I'm gonna set you guys up in the corner. I'm gonna put on some music, and you're just gonna see me work. You're gonna just see me work for a while, and hopefully I will have something to report back. So thank you. Stay tuned. want to do the whole table before I get my rhythm down. Other than what I sent to the store recently for the mock contest, I have very little experience texturing such a large volume, and this is going to be pretty daunting. I took one of my smithing hammers and swapped in some rubber heads, so that's what you see me pounding down some of the stiff stuff with. I'm not going to do it for everything, but for stuff that I know isn't going to move, such as binder pieces that are going to hold the old plates to the new plates, those will get hammered down. I don't know. I've been watching the boss at Bricks and Minifigs work on our spring mock, and I just love his design. I mean, it's not unique in the sense that it's just him doing it. A lot of people do this technique when they're building mocks and dioramas. I just personally have no experience doing it. So getting it to and look, it's just something I just don't have experience. So there's a lot of experimenting going on. So I'm going to try and incorporate a couple of different colors. I've got the old light gray, the new gray, the old dark gray, and then the new dark gray. So I don't know how many layers of strata that I want to have, so to speak. But this is I'm gonna try to stick with this with classic colors, because this will look the best, whether there's rubble or detritus piled up around outside the landing pad. I want to put his hab over here. I just don't know how yet, but this is going to be like a focus point, not the focus point, but definitely early on in the series, this will be a focus point. But a lot of this is going to be undomesticated, so it needs to look wild and covered in rubble or in detritus and soil and that. So we're making some progress, just not as fast as I would like. Rome was not built in a day, so I'm going to try to take that to heart and not beat myself up for not being done as fast as I want. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My lovely bride joins me today. Say hi, honey. As you can see, I've made zero progress. But the battle bus is missing, as my wife came out and lovingly helped me take it apart. So it has been integrated into the inventory. It has been Borgified, for the lack of a better word. I've started some color palettes. Cassie, would you gesture to those lovely 3-colored bins? Hammering stuff down with my rubber mallet before I have a concept or idea locked down is a bad idea. I have chipped several nails in attempting to do so. So I undid that. We worked on the habitat for a little bit. There are some designs happening with the habitat, and I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I hate it. I have some girders or some port for it. That is still a work in progress. I probably made more progress in the concept design phase of that than I did in the overall table. So, like I said earlier, I'm going to start smaller, probably expand my color palette. This is the color palette tile. This is all the colors I want to use in the terrain and or structures. So this is what's going to be integrated. I I initially was going to do grays, light grays and dark grays on all the terrain, but I think adding some tan is going to make it look closer. We recently had photos of Mercury sent back, and it's very kind of arid and acidic and kind of yellowy with touches of stone and dark colors. So I'm thinking near habitation, but not quite. Probably like, yeah, like a 0.6 or 0.7 gravity that I alluded to earlier. But not all progress is forward. So
forward is a step forward.
Right. So that's probably going to be it for this week's video. Not a lot of progress, a little more infrastructure. The table is as busy as ever. And I had some help today, which made me very happy. So I'm going to leave you. Thank you for tuning in. And I will catch up with you next week. Bye.